everyone. Welcome to this channel, Breathe and Balance. My name is Chatsuri, and today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic, which is boundaries. So I thought I will create a mini series on this topic, given its breadth and depth, and I might not be able to cover everything in one video. It's a very interesting subject, and we talk a lot about boundaries in regard to relationships, but I'm going to approach it in a slightly different way through the lens or perspective of balance, because in this channel, we talk about everything related to balance, peace, and harmony. And balance and boundaries are very closely interrelated. They go hand in hand. And in fact, I believe that boundaries are indispensable when it comes to maintaining or even achieving balance within and its expression and experience in our outer reality. So first, let's look at what a boundary is. What is a boundary? So it is a line that we draw around a place, a person, situation, relationship, object, anything, basically. So I think it's easiest to explain in reference to spatial boundaries, that is a boundary drawn around a particular space. For example, we have a wall or a thicket fence or a gate around our household, don't we? And then around the communities, our countries, even continents. So it is a kind of marking territory. So this is my territory, this is your territory. So in effect, we are kind of creating a separation. So this is me, this is you, this is mine, this is yours. And at the same time, it is drawing a limit. There's a limitation with an understanding that with an understanding of what is permissible and not permissible. So I need your permission to cross the boundary and enter into your space. And you need permission from me to cross over to my space. For example, if we want to travel to another country, we need a passport and a visa, don't we? And even if we want to visit our next door neighbor, we have to knock on their door or give a phone call and ask them, is it okay for me to come? What time do you prefer? So on. We can't just go and barge into their space. But this is around, as I mentioned, spatial boundaries, but this also applies to various physical, emotional, mental, and energetic spaces. If you remember, we spoke about these four key bodies in the first episode. And if you have not watched it, I will include the link in the description box. Please have a look. So for example, when it comes to our physical bodies, we don't want anyone to just come and touch any part of our body or poke our bodies or even stand too close to us. When someone stands too close or breathe down our necks, we feel very uncomfortable and unsafe, don't we? That is because we have a particular boundary around our physical body and what is safe or unsafe or comfortable or not comfortable for us. And it can differ from person to person, but we all have a sense of what is comfortable for us. And similarly, when it comes to emotions, we don't want somebody to come and scream at us or hurl verbal abuse at us or criticize or invalidate us. So those are our emotional boundaries. So we will talk more about this in our next episode. But we will now explore the next question. Why are boundaries important? Why are they necessary? So the first and the main reason is that we need a sense of safety. When there's a boundary around us, whether it's a spatial boundary, physical boundary, or whatever, we feel in control, in power. We feel empowered. Okay, no one can come and harm us because this belongs to me. This is my boundary, right? You are not permitted without my permission. You cannot come and do anything. So that's the sense we have. So that control gives us a sense of safety. So I suppose this is quite primeval in prehistoric ages. We may have had, boundaries to prevent animals from coming and gobbling us up, right? But across time and space, we have evolved and our needs have become more complex and refined and nuanced, but it's still for self-preservation, to safeguard us and to create that sense of safety. And then there is also this sense of identity or individuality that we have. As I mentioned earlier, this separation, you and I. So who am I? I have my own individual needs, my emotions, my preferences, my value system, so on and so forth, whatever we believe to construct this sense of identity. Okay, one can argue about this identity being illusory and all that, but that's a separate conversation. But for the purpose of boundaries, one of the main reasons we have these boundaries is so that we have this sense of individuality or identity in drawing these lines and limitations and boundaries around us. We are kind of proclaiming, okay, this is who I am. And that, in a very subtle way, links back to that sense of safety that we have. Right, and this also, the next point also relates to this sense of privacy, our need for privacy and breathing space as well as time. So, which is why we always say it's very important to learn to say no to certain things so that people don't encroach our space with their needs and demands, so we don't feel inundated or bogged down or fatigued, trying to meet everyone else's needs and demands. So this, therefore, setting boundaries becomes, therefore, a mark of respect. When we, first of all, we need to learn to respect our own boundaries, honor our own boundaries and limitations or limits. And that is how we teach others to respect our boundaries. And we teach them to treat us with respect, sensitivity, empathy, and kindness. And of course, it needs to be reciprocal. We need to respect their boundaries and learn to be sensitive to other people as well. And when we don't have boundaries, what happens is that it can create a lot of conflicts and unpleasant situations and affect our relationships and all aspects of our life in a very negative. It can create a lot of toxicity, basically, and we are thrown off balance. So when we have boundaries, we can avoid a lot of conflict and a lot of pain and create harmony instead, by having this sense of balance and safety. So we will discuss more about how, where, and when these boundaries need to be set in the next episode. So till then, thank you very much for listening. Stay balanced and have a peaceful day ahead. Thank you. Bye for now.